Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So let's just tell some stories today. I was 20 years old. I was living in Santa Barbara and I was homeless. I had a van, cool van. It was a blue Dodge Ram van that was just a cargo van when I bought it, but I converted it into a conversion van into basically a little miniature apartment. It was totally awesome in there. I traveled around the country. Me and my girlfriend, we landed out in Santa Barbara and we broke up. We were going to get married. She was my dream girl. I'll make another video about that. I put that in quotes because there's no such thing as a fucking dream girl. But I thought she was. I thought we were Adam and Eve, that she was made for me, that kind of thing. And we were going to get married when we turned 20. We didn't want to get married as teenagers. We wanted to get married when we turned 20. And I don't know why. This was her thing. I didn't care. Okay, whatever. We were madly in love for a couple of years, and then it kind of fizzled out. We got out to Santa Barbara, and we broke up. After, I don't know, might have been about a year into it. We lived in Santa Barbara together for about a year, and then we broke up. The breakup was hard on me. I'd gotten arrested a bunch of times in Santa Barbara for gang activity and for drugs. So I just kind of felt like, you know what? Me and that bitch are done. I got no reason to be here. These cops are on my ass. I might as well just get the fuck out of here, bounce. I'll go visit my dad. My dad at the time was living in New Mexico, outside of Santa Fe, in this little town called Madrid. Little artist town. They were there because he wanted to run a smuggling operation down the Rio Grande corridor, and that was a popular smuggling route, and there were several different organizations down there trying to take over that corridor and claim it as their turf, and my dad and his crew were one of those organizations. Run guns, run drugs, all that kind of stuff, back and forth across the border with the cartel. I didn't care about none of that. I just wanted to see my dad. It was going to be on the way. I was going to go back east. It was going to be on the way. There's a couple friends of mine who were hippies, and I was hanging out with a lot of hippies. They were homeless. The chick was pregnant. The chick was Michelle. The guy's name was John. She was really pregnant. And she wanted to go back east to West Virginia, where she was from, and see her parents have the baby. And they were going to start their lives in a more proper way and kind of get off the street. And I was going to kind of be their vessel to that, to take them to West Virginia, and then I would continue on to the DC area, which isn't far. On the way, we're going to stop by and see my dad, just check in. I leave my bitch girlfriend. This is kind of ridiculous. She cheated on me, treated me like shit towards the end there. So I'm like, fucking, I'm bouncing, I'm out of here. The day I leave, I'm pulling off from the curb. She's on the curb, seeing us off for some reason. I'm like, why are you in here? She starts crying, begging me for me to stay. I'm driving away just like, man, this whole kind of fucking scene sucks. I was just depressed. But I wasn't going to go back. I'm no simp. You cheat on me, we're done. We get to Flagstaff, Arizona. Yeah, we drove through California into Arizona, got to Flagstaff, Arizona, pulled over at the 7-Eleven, got off the highway, pulled over at the nearest 7-Eleven right near the highway ramps, get some Slurpees and some snacks, and gassed up the van. Me and John are sitting in the captain's seat. Michelle's back on the bed, chilling out because she's pregnant, and I got a big bed in the back of the van, so she's laying on the bed. And we pull out of the 7-Eleven. I see a cop he looked like he just got done gassing up, and he's pulling away from one of the pumps. I toss my seatbelt on. Me and him make eye contact. Me and the cop make eye contact. We're still in the parking lot of 7-Eleven. Haven't reached the road yet. I tossed my seatbelt on. As soon as I see the cop, it was more of a coincidence. Just made eye contact as I put it on. It wasn't because of him. But that gave him enough reason to take notice of me. I guess I was sketchy looking. and he jumps behind me and follows me. I turn the corner, go out into, get out into the street, turn the corner to get to the ramp to go on, back on the highway and continue on my journey. Cop lights me up. Next thing you know, they got the intersection blocked off. They got every goddamn cop in fucking Flagstaff, Arizona, it felt like, on our ass. The whole fucking 9 yards. Driver, put your right hand out the window. Driver, with your left hand, take and open the door from the outside, and then you get out and you're out in the middle of the street, they fucking tackle you. I don't know what I'm being arrested for. They take us down to the fucking police station. Turns out, my ex had a plan to get me back. To get me back to Santa Barbara. Not to get revenge on me, but to get me physically back to her. I guess she changed her mind. She didn't want me to go. She was crying on the curb and she hatched some stupid plan, this dumb bitch. She called the van in stolen. See, the van had been registered in her name. The only reason why we registered it in her name at the time was because in the state of California, her insurance, which was mandatory, was insurance. They wouldn't even, you get your license revoked, if or your registration revoked and all that if you didn't have insurance. So you have to get it. They make you get it. It was cheaper for her, outrageously expensive, a few $100 a month for me, and like nothing for her. So we were just like, whatever. We're getting married. We're engaged. I got her big old diamond ring. Put the van in your name. And then I leave town. I bought the van. It was my van. She never contested it. It's obviously my van. I paid for it. I built it. I converted it. It was my van. So that was her plan. So she called the car in as a stolen vehicle. They got me as on a stolen car. These cops are excited. Little small town. They're like, fuck yeah. Got this motherfucker on a stolen car. Got it all cleared up. In fact, it backfired on her in a big way because then they got, she's in trouble or was in trouble for filing a false report, which is a big deal. You can get in trouble for that. We hightail it out of Flagstaff, Arizona, continue on to Santa Fe, New Mexico, head down to the little town of Madrid, go to the bar to find my dad. It's the Mineshaft Tavern, right on the edge of town. The town's small, so everything's the edge of town. But I mean, it's a small town, micro town. I hadn't really been there before, but people knew who I was right away. Me and my dad kind of look alike. I announced myself, and there was all kinds of buzz around the bar about Sky's here, that kind of thing. Someone tell his dad. One of the bartenders told me, yeah, your old man will be down here soon. He's on his way. I had a $100 bill. It was still kind of early. I mean, it was probably like 11:30 in the morning, and close to lunchtime. I had a $100 bill. Nothing else. I mean, I had a few hundreds in the wallet, but nothing else. Nothing smaller. And I wanted to get change. I asked the bartender. She was like, I haven't made enough money yet. I don't have enough. Nobody has enough money yet to break that. It's a small town, little micro town, middle of the desert. There's a couple stores there, a couple galleries, a few stores, gas station. I went to every goddamn store. Nobody had the change for the 100. Not yet. Everybody kept saying, well, come back in an hour. My dad finally shows up. He's happy to see me. We go up to the property. He's living on 28-acre property up in the mountains. And there's all kinds of guys up there. Real nasty motherfuckers. Most of the people up there were either on the run from the police or had just gotten out of prison. And they're all felons, all convicts, every one of them losers. They sit around and plot robberies and murders and all kinds of stuff. I mean, that was the level of conversation. How they think this guy's a snitch, that guy's a snitch, let's kill this guy, or I think he's an informant. That's all they sit and talk about. We're hanging out by the fire pit. It's getting late. 10 o'clock, something like that. I'm thinking about going to sleep. I've been on the road all day. My dad and one of his buddies come over to me and they say, and they don't look happy. And my dad says, why don't you get in the truck? We're going to take a little ride. Leave your friends here. We'll be right back. And I was just like, okay. I don't know what you guys have in mind, but whatever. So I jump in the truck. We got a single cab truck. I'm sitting bitching between these two big, giant guys, my dad and his buddy, both large men. I'm 6'2". So, we're crammed into like a clown car, crammed into the fucking cab of this truck, and we start bailing out into these dirt roads into the middle of the desert in New Mexico. We fucking ride for like an hour and a half. It's getting late. We're riding. We're just going out into the middle of the desert, no man's land. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing out here? They pull off the road into the dirt. And my dad looks at me and he's just like, all right, so what's up with this $100 bill that you stole from the bartender? And he's like, that bar is owned by one of the crew members. That's our bar. You just stole from us, basically. What's up with this $100? I was like, that's my money. I got my own money. Fuck you. I protested my case. They didn't believe me. They were dead set on what they had thought happened. Apparently, this bartender bitch trying to pull some kind of sneaky fucking scam on me because she got hungry on that $100 I flashed in front of her and made up some story. My dad said, look, here's the bottom line. You're one of us. I'm trying to get you in this crew. I'm trying to fast track you as a prospect. So, don't even worry about it. But someone is going to have to pay for this. And he's like, your two friends that you're traveling with, that guy and that girl, we're going to blame this on them. They're going to be dealt with and they'll have to pay for this $100. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Pay for it. And they're going to beat up my friends. This pregnant bitch and her boyfriend, her husband, John and Michelle. And I was just like, the fuck you will. Well, I have no choice in this. This is what's happening. End of story. And then we drive back. Drive back in total silence. Rumbling along that dirt road. All I heard was the rattle of that truck. And I'm stuck in between these guys. I'm just like, fuck, man. I don't want to be here. I get back to the property, up on the 28-acre property. They could just kill John and Michelle right there. It's 28 acres in the mountains. Nobody's coming. No cops are coming. I go up to John and Michelle. I say, you get your shit. You get everything together. Go sit in the truck and wait for me in my van and wait for me. They didn't understand what was going on. They thought my dad and his buddies and that whole scene up there was pretty darn cool. I was like, nah, man, they didn't understand. And I was just like, just do it. Just do it. Go. Get in the van. Get your shit. We're getting out of here. I go over to the fire pit. I tell my dad that I'm taking off. I don't like the vibe. I just wanted to stop by and see how everything was going. Seems like you guys are doing your thing. I'll check you out next time. My dad didn't want me to go. We get into an argument over it. He tells me straight out, I have obligations to fulfill and that I'm not going anywhere. We end up getting into like, not a fist fight, but like a pushing match. Because he was trying to buck me with his pot belly and I wasn't having it. So I pushed that motherfucker as hard as I could push him. He goes flying into the fire pit. He's rolling around on the ground trying to brush off these embers. He goes running into his trailer. I thought he was going to go get his gun. My dad did shoot at me once before. I can tell you that story. So I tell the other guys, look, I just got to go. And they all told me, don't go. Just go take a drive. You and your friends go down to the bar, go take a drive down, downtown or something, and come back. Your dad will cool off. Don't worry, man. Just don't go. Please stay. They all were begging me to stay. These guys all start forking out money. I said, okay, look, we'll just go down to the gas station. We'll buy some beers and, we'll smoke a joint or something. Then we'll come back. Hopefully he's calmed down. I was like, why don't you talk to him and calm him down? They all gave me money. You're going to the gas station. Fuck. We'll pick up some beer. These guys giving me wads of money. I don't even know how much I had. I had a giant goddamn ball of money, size of a fucking cantaloupe, all cash crumpled up because they're all pulling cash out of their pockets. Get me this, get me that, give me a bottle of peppermint schnapps, give me a carton of cigarettes. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I got it. We get in the van, we hit the fucking highway, we're out of here. Bam, we're gone. I got all their stupid money. I wasn't gonna come back. I wasn't trying to figure out what my dad was about. Fuck that motherfucker, we're gone. I dropped off John and Michelle in West Virginia, and I headed back east just like I had intended. It was just one of the many journeys that I had visiting my dad. Thanks for watching.